Podcast. Apologize for the music right now. It seems to not want to work for me at all times. Now had to be the time it doesn't work as I intend, and nor are my panels. It is an Legion stream without technical difficulties. All right, perfect. There we go. Finally, we got it working. Welcome everybody to the Airlock Podcast, episode 4. I am your host, Captain LegionX of Thunder Squadron. A bit of technical difficulties. Like I said, it wouldn't be a stream on the Twitch channel without technical difficulties on this channel because it's freaking cursed at times. But it's all good. It is all good. So today, we have a bit of a few things. Well, first off, if you hear barking off in the distance from my microphone, I apologize. I am currently taking care of some dogs, and they like to bark at random things at random times, so apologies for that. But realistically, what we're here for today, we are here to interview one of the Challenge's top performing squadrons. We have today commander of the Tempest Squadron, Major Hanso, with us today. We're also going to be doing something a little bit interesting. I only have the graphic for me and Hanso, quote-unquote, interviewing, but we are running a bit of something different. We're also having an open invite to all Tempest pilots to join the podcast as well. It's a bit of an interesting thing. It was a submission idea from several pilots in the Corps, and I figured, you know what? Let's ask Hanso if he's okay with running this as a sort of test, and he was obviously okay with it. So for right now, we just have Hanso with us today, but we will hopefully be hearing from other Tempest pilots. So without further ado, let us go ahead and introduce Major Hanso of Tempest Squadron. Hanso, how are you doing today?
Hey, Legion. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Good. Now, right off the bat, had to ask, the mask. Someone's copying me. Why are you copying me?
No, not quite, my friend. As you no doubt aware, obviously post RTF last year, I had some health issues with a chest infection, and then later that then became I then ended up having COVID over Christmas. So when Newt was going to do my my artwork, I requested to have a rebreather added because apparently my lungs didn't want to work through the back end of 2021.
Oh dear. Well, it is. Yeah. You are recovering though. It is.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm fine now, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. So yeah, I saw the artwork. I'm like, now all of a sudden a lot of people wanting rebreather masks. It's like, wait a minute, this trend is starting to become apparent here. I started it. Now where is this going?
Well, I went with the mask style that I have because I'm a big fan of Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, and obviously it's very Darth Malgus in style.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Darth Malgus. Even if we're going way more back, Lord Malak.
Absolutely.
But of course, you're not missing a lower jaw. Another thing I wanted to ask, because I've seen it before on your art, the armor, the red armor that you're wearing. What's the story behind that?
So basically the red armor, the van braces, shin guards, and the pauldron there, being also part of the Emperor's Hammer Dark Brotherhood, the sort of Sith Order within Emperor's Hammer. It's and being a combatant, it's and in real life I do. I've studied a lot of martial arts, so it made sense to carry that over to my the persona and the character of Honsu. So
Right.
so Honsu very much became a Sith martial artist and blade master. So
Okay. Now I finally get to know why it's like, it's very interesting armor. I actually like it. Seen the design before with the pauldron, but I couldn't remember where. And then all of a sudden I remembered, oh yes, I saw it on that Vader Immortal VR game. The Admiral that's in it has a similar pauldron, except in black.
yes.
But all right, so I guess we're still waiting for other Tempest pilots, so we'll just go right on in. I mean, we're not really too professional here, but yeah.
That's just the challenge in general, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
our Commodore sets a precedent for misbehaving, and the rest of us follow suit.
Yes, but also be aware, the Grand Admiral listens to this podcast. At the moment I found.
Oh, I'm aware. He just
Yeah.
said in the chat, "Hey, I resemble that remark."
Oh my god, yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, the Grand Admiral of the Thai Corps of all of Empress Hammer is also listening, and I was kind of freaking out when he goes, "Hey, so I listened to your podcast." I immediately started picturing that image of not Keegan Michael Key, the other one, the meme of him just constantly sweating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was me. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. The only thing he really asks is that we explain the acronyms like RTF. For those of you who are new to the channel, if you haven't already heard us explain, RTF is our Raise the Flag competition that we run. Is it annually?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's annually. Runs from the 1st to the 31st of October every year.
yes. In the core. I actually let's go with that. Raise the Flag. As far as I know, Tempest really made out like a bandit during that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I well, to cut to cut a long story short there, essentially I inherited Tempest from our Commodore Silwa,
Mhm.
and he did a marvelous job of creating such a band of brothers, a real brotherhood within Tempest. Everybody is everybody is really sort of in it for each other.
Mhm.
And we were also lucky enough to have some of the most prolific single player pilots in the Corps. Marenta's just said in chat, Falk with the
Fuck.
carry.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
can't really argue that. The
Yeah.
guy
I was gonna
that
say
won the single pilot award.
the
But
wingman. Yeah. The TCCOM wingman. TCCOM Thai Corps commander.
yep,
Yeah. To be the wingman.
yep.
That is a very difficult title to earn and very well earned, mind you.
Absolutely. Well, that was earned by Falk, for Falk. So yeah, the titles that come with Raise the Flag. So you have the so the ship that wins, be it the challenge, who obviously we did win, 2021 Raise the Flag. The challenge, you have the hammer and you have the warrior, obviously our three ISDs. The winning ship is named the TC flagship, Tycor flagship for that year. The winning squadron becomes the Thai Corps Commander's Honor Guard. And then so we become his escort squadron for the year, and then the winning pilot becomes the Thai Corps Commander's wingman, as you said. But yeah, I was going on to say that, of course, the it whilst yes, Falk did an amazing job. Everybody in the squadron played their part. We were the first squadron, to my knowledge, from some investigation that Silwar did, we were the first squadron to ever have 100% participation
That
from all 12 members.
that in
Um,
and of itself is a great feat. Don't
uh,
don't let anybody else say anything different. To have 100%, y'all were dedicated. I'm sorry, my southern went out there a little bit, but y'all were very, very dedicated, and it shows.
Absolutely. And I mean, we had Falk, we had Herman, we had Colo, and we had Anahorn Dempsey, all hitting those single player missions like mad folk. We regularly had one, sometimes two, even three, um, the stacks of pilots out doing squadrons PvP and squadrons PvE every single day,
Yeah.
every single evening, and the it was truly fantastic. And even like other challenge pilots from the other squadrons all joining in together. It Yes, a lot of people may have burned out after Raise the Flag because it was insane. Like
Yeah.
literally, the ship that finished in third place in 2021 still got practically the same or almost the same points as the winning ship in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing those stats. I'm like, wow, I didn't actually expect it to be that close. No, it was. It 100% was.
Yep.
Uh,
And Genie was right behind Falk, right up to the wire,
yeah,
right up to the end.
those two had a heck of a competition. Oh, and speaking of, we now also have Captain Morgoth, who has joined us on the show. Welcome, Morgoth.
What's going on?
Hey,
Uh,
Morg. So Morg is one of my flight leaders. He leads Tempest Flight 3. Is an absolute sterling example of a flight leader. Not many people put out the same kind of activity levels as Morg, and it's an honor to have him as one of my flight leaders.
how blushed are you?
Debatable.
I was to say, how much blushing are you doing right now, Morgoth?
Not much, because I know he's full of it.
And we also now have joining us Colonel Falk. Speaking of the
Falk,
devil.
what's up?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, how's it
Hey.
going? We were just talking about
Hello.
you, Falk, and how amazing you were during RTF, or this last RTF, pulling out the numbers that you have been.
It was a sweaty ride. We had a toe-to-toe competition with Genie.
Yes,
was
we were
really
just
hard.
talking about that. Yeah.
And if I may introduce Falk, Falk is now a flight member in Morgoth's Flight 3. But when I joined the Emperor's Hammer and indeed Tempest Squadron, Falk was the flight leader, and was my flight leader and my mentor. It was he that pushed me and nudged me to take the relevant EH and Imperial University courses to be able to become a commander. And it was Falk that actually put in the word when Silwar was going to be moving to Commodore, for me to be considered for commander.
So realistically, Falk is the puppet master behind the
Yes,
behind the strings. Yes.
absolutely. I always have considered him to be my Emperor's Hammer mentor.
How do you feel about that, Falk?
Thank you for the kind words, Hansi, but I was no puppet master. You earned that for yourself.
Alrighty. So, let me see. So, this is going to be a bit unorthodox for the show because usually I'm only interviewing one person, but now I'm interviewing a whole team. So we're pretty much just going to open it up at this point. So, Falk, Morgoth, oh wow, we just have a new addition. Hey, so we just have joining us also Commander Colo, Iced Snacks Delsty? How do I pronounce that last name? I never get it right. Are you there?
Delst.
There you go, Delst.
Yeah, I'm going to be on mute because I'm technically in a meeting at the moment on Zoom as well. So I'll be listening and I'll jump in for questions or I'll throw answers in later.
Gotcha. Yep, let it be known that here in the Emperor's Hammer, we multitask. So okay, so let's talk. Let's keep talking about RTF. How was everybody's thoughts, or what was everybody's mindset during that in Tempest? Was it just like, just go, or was it like there was a strategic plan, or just constantly grind it out?
I'll give my 2 cents, and obviously I'll open it to the guys. I did have a very vague outline of a plan. I laid it out in the in a chat for channel for Tempest. I said, right, we have single player specialists: Falk, Anahorn, Herman, Colo. You guys hit the single player stuff as hard as you can. You guys need to that is, you guys are carrying that flag. All right. Cal Ryder and a couple of the other guys, I was like, you guys are really good at your graphics and artwork. You guys hit that hard, and obviously do whatever flying you can, or whatever flying you want to in the meantime. The rest of us, we are we play squadrons. We play squadrons regularly, but we need to hit it, and we need to hit it hard as often as we can, every night if we can. And that was the plan. I just laid it out into 3 distinct sections, and then it was just every day or every couple of days, we were somebody in the squadron was throwing in the updated scoreboard, with words of encouragement, like, and it was all, and then like when I came online, it would be like, yeah, let's go, come on Tempest, let's get in, let's go, everybody online that can. And that was like every single day.
Gotcha. And what about everybody else?
So for me, time zones are a fickle beast, and RTF happening during a point where I was working. So when I was able to jump on during a workday, luckily I was working from home for a bunch of it. Whilst I was working from home, that was fine. But otherwise, it would be evenings when the squadron's community is all asleep or starting work if they're in Europe. That was when I was trying to crack through as much of the single player missions as I could, and I did a lot of single player missions during that month.
Yeah, you did.
I can't remember the exact number, but if I pull up the old kill board and
I wish I
have a
could
look
pull
at
up
October, it was like multiple hundreds.
Yeah, I wish I could pull up all of those stats with me right now, but I only have 2 screens and have already like 15 screens up already. So
Hold
yeah.
on a moment. I can probably get the raise the flag. So raise the flag. As far as the top scores go, so the challenge won on 37,216 points. Second place Hammer 33,473. In Squadron, when we break it down into squadrons, Tempest won with 21,558. Lambda for coming in second with 15,245, and then the real close one, the top pilot of the Tigor, first place Falk with 6,171, second place Genie with 6,128. It was so close. Third place was on 4,700, like nearly 2,000 behind.
How worried were you about that, about winning or just competing against Genie, Falk? I have to ask. Was it like a constant worry, or were you confident in winning?
Not at all. Actually, in the beginning, I thought he would win. Then I thought that he would be disappointed for me to slack up, so I kept up on the accelerator trying to get to him.
Okay.
And I started with some initial advantage, but it certainly blew up after Genie got on the pedal. And thankfully, I had a lot of time that week, that month, from work, so I could play along. I played like 1,400 missions or something. I couldn't remember.
It's more than that, my friend. So when I break it down, going to Colo, his missions flown is so obviously this isn't battles, this is missions. So his number of missions flown, or his number of points for missions flown, 2,498.
Jesus.
The single player total, because he also got a high score on one of the missions, was 2,508. When I go back and look at Falk, let me scroll back to the top again. Falk missions flown 5,635 points for missions flown. Mission high scores
you.
2.
Well, I was kind of spamming, you know.
Yes, you were. You were. Absolute machine, mate.
Yeah, 100% absolute machine. Jeez, those numbers were. You say close, and then we look at that. It's like, really? Was it really?
Well, no.
No, Genie. I beat Genie for what? 40 points, 50 points, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah. When you go, back. If I go back to the homepage, yeah. So Falk's total points were 6,171. Genie's was 6,128.
Oh god, it's close.
So the difference
So
was
close.
Actually,
28
yeah,
and
it
71.
actually was close. Damn.
Yep.
All right,
But
so
it was a great competition. I was the best, and honestly, last year when Tempest ended in third place, I was kind of annoyed that we lost the second place because of me, because I sent the last mission who could have placed us in a tie with Theta. I sent the mission 15 minutes later because I didn't realize GMT was not British Standard Time, and well, that's why we lost for 15 points. So kind of I made a vow to not to have that happen again this year.
and for those of you listening and watching the live stream, what he meant by Theta was the Theta Squadron, correct?
That's right, Theta Squadron.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Sorry. The Grand Admiral has asked me. It's like we gotta keep our acronyms more explained for everybody listening, because there's a lot. There's a
Sure,
lot.
and
Yeah.
it's on the water. We should say it's in the Imperial class Star Destroyer water.
Yes. To which I've yet to interview the Commodore. I swear one day we will, but until work schedules actually work together, that won't happen. So, I have to ask, now that Tempest is the honor guard, how does that feel for everybody?
Well, it is a tremendous honour to have the title. We are obviously we're actually going to be using it for the first time in Chalkila Cup 2 as the Tempest Squadron team name for the Chalkila Cup. It's something that we can really sort of we can really be proud of ourselves and carry that with pride until it all happens again in October 2022.
Yes, we're all waiting and relaxing before the next spam fest. Although I have heard that there have been now discussions that we're probably going to reduce the amount of spam. Though spam will still be there, but still, yeah, but still the amount of numbers used, yeah.
I think the biggest issue in 2021 was that we came out of Imperial Storm, which is another very spam-heavy competition for the Hex. On the Hex board, very tactical. But when when a squadron or a fleet engages another fleet, it's heavy spam for 72 hours to engage that battle. and and we basically came straight out of Imperial Storm and straight in to raise the flag. It was heavy going on the spam.
Yeah.
Practically for 2 months straight, and with not much respite, and I think it did burn a lot of people out.
Yeah, I can also say I joined not that long ago, and I was still a flight member during Imperial Storm. Actually, no, I just became a flight lead during Imperial Storm, and even then I felt very burned out with the amount of spam that we had to do. But at the same time, it was fun. Because it wasn't restricted to one specific thing. You had a vast multitude of things to do. It's like you weren't stuck with just one thing. You could branch out.
Absolutely. Completely agree there.
So, let's see here. I was gonna say, what's everybody's expectation? We're still in the first month of the new year. What's everybody's goals within Tempest this year? Let's start with you, Hanzo.
To be honest, it's just a case of maintaining people's activity. For me, I want to keep people interested, want to keep people pushing, wanting to better themselves. And we have other smaller competitions coming up that that we can sort of look at. Even right now I'm being berated by our Commodore in chat because he's joined a combined squadron team for Chalkila Cup,
Which I am actually on.
You are indeed, and making threats against Tempest Squadron's team. So as I'm just about to put in chat, we will certainly enjoy showing you why we are the Tycor Commander's Escort Squadron, and why you've had to combine two squadrons and the Commodore to just put a team together.
Ouch! That actually, ouch.
So yeah. If you want to play that game, I can play that game.
So Morgoth, Falk, what are your expectations within Tempest for this year?
Well, I hope we can repeat last year, though it will be very hard since we went too close from winning. What was the remob? I don't know how the acronym stands for. Something about mobilization.
Yeah, Squadron remobilization. Yeah.
Remobilization, which we almost finished like 5 hours or 6 hours after Lambda, and it felt quite bad. But it was a great job. The whole squadron did. We all did our parts. And doing the same thing in Imperial Storm and RTF is going to be very, very hard. But it's kind of a challenge to find all three cups, gold cups again.
Right.
No pun intended, with it being a
That's
challenge.
right.
There, Falk.
We are in the challenge.
Absolutely, we are the challenged. In fact, I will just point out there what just very quickly, Legion. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That what Falk has alluded to there is the fact that last year, in 2021, the only shipwide, large-scale shipwide competition that Tempest Squadron or the Challenge didn't win was Squadron Remobilization, where Tempest Squadron finished second behind Lambda Squadron by a matter of 5 hours in what was supposed to have been a month-long competition. Lambda finished in 5 days. We finished in a few more hours than them.
Seems to be a rivalry.
I'd also like to point out.
You go ahead.
I'd also like to point out Tempest was the only squadron to complete all 14 of the remob tasks, whereas Lambda had only done the 11.
And every single member of the squadron contributed to that happening, not just 4 members or 5 members or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So whilst we may have come second, we did have 100% completion rate as opposed to bare minimum and then stop.
Mm-hmm.
That was 14. Okay.
Yeah, it
So it was
14.
just confirmed.
Yep. So I had to point this out here. There seems to be more of a rivalry between Tempest and Lambda. You would think there'd be a rivalry within the same ship, but no, it seems to be different ship squadrons that you're getting rivalries out of here.
Well, it is it is purely the fact that I think the rivalry, certainly since I've been in the TC, between Tempest and Lambda, is because Silwar and Genie used to like ripping into each other almost as much as myself and Rose Commander like to do so.
Gotcha.
It's so yeah, so Silwar and Genie's wonderful friendly banter, and the it led to quite the rivalry there. Yes, Marenta, I'm aware that Rowan Sin had a big hoo-ha, but that was it's a in character thing between Frozen and Honsu, which you actually started, Marenta, in your fiction at the beginning of Imperial Storm.
And the shade is being thrown already here, ladies and gentlemen. It did not take long at all.
But in all honesty, it's the rivalries are all very, they're all very nicely exchanged with banter. There's little to no malice at any given time. I mean, so obviously sometimes people get upset about certain things at certain competitions, but
that's the nature. That is,
and so on.
Yeah, that is the nature of
nature.
Yeah, that is the nature of competition. It is what it is, but we try to avoid that toxicity every possible moment we can.
Absolutely.
Now, real quick, let me double back here, Morgoth. I still didn't get your opinions on what your thoughts on for the future of Tempest for this new year. Did you have any?
Just keep doing what we're doing. It's working so far.
Gotcha.
He wants my seat. I mean, what?
Eventually. I'm in no hurry. I'm easing my way, working my way up slowly. I'll get there.
The patient hunter. All right.
I got no hurry to do extra paperwork right now. Real life is giving me more than enough paperwork to deal with this month.
Yes.
So I'm good with it.
Yeah, he's not joking, ladies and gentlemen. There is actually a heck of a lot more paperwork. I was not expecting when I got my my commandership in Thunder out of the blue. It's like, there's a lot more typing to do. I've noticed a lot more typing. But all right, so let's see.
Congratulations, Morgoth. Marenta has just notified the chat that you have just hit your 1 year in Emperor's Hammer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I did T-Core like the 1st, or was assigned to Squadron on January 1st. So yeah, I've been here a while.
My friend.
Wow.
And then she's gone on to then say, unlike Falco, who's on year 21.
Kind of an old time, am I?
I mean, that just means you have a heck of a lot more experience than us.
Probably a lot more cobwebs around.
Well,
that is why I said he's my mentor, and I do very much get Falk's opinion on most things that happen in Tempest.
So it's like, yeah, one year in. So Morgoth, you're already about, if you haven't already got it, that's the Vanguard medal, if I'm correct.
I'll believe you.
Order of the Vanguard. I believe we
right.
We get every year that we're in the TIE Corps.
Correct.
Right on.
Right.
Yeah.
Just what I need. More paint for my uniform.
I mean,
another ribbon for you.
Hey, it's another shiny. You always got to get all the shinies.
I want them all.
I know one who really wants to finish his shiny metal board, but needs platinum wings. Don't worry, Silwar, I'm on it. I'm trying to find a competition that you can get that. Anyway.
Don't be mean. I mean, just because the poor illustrious Commodore can't pick up platinum wings, I mean, he's a fair pilot, but Oh wow! I've just actually looked at my pilot information. I have just
You've
hit
also
my
did
1
it,
year in the TIE Corps today. In fact,
Huh.
27th
we
of the
should run a
1st,
party.
2021.
We should what?
Both of you.
What was that?
Yeah,
We should
Miranda
run a
just put
party
that
for
in
both
chat
of
as
you.
well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Look,
so happy 1 year anniversary, Hansu.
looks like drinks are on both Morgoth and Hanzo this. What?
As is tradition, drinks are on Silwa.
Oh right, Silwa. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I
That's
haven't bought a drink since we got here. We put it all on Sil's tab.
Absolutely, it's always been the way.
This is the way.
There are two. This is the way. There are two very, very commonly known things in Tempest, and indeed the challenge, and probably the wider TC TIE Corps, to be fair, which is those two things are: number one, when you're in a game with Silwa, you kill the Silwa. And also, if anybody is celebrating anything, it's on Silwa's tab.
Oh, I was gonna say kill the Silwa. What?
Nice.
I was gonna say, I think, what was it, episode 2, when I was with Burkana, the Vice Admiral Burkana. I'm trying to remember the exact statement. He was asking us, he's like, how do we keep getting all this tequila in on our ship? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not within our walls of our ship, in the floorboards, in the engines, in everything.
Right.
Even in the droids. What? The conch droids themselves are like dispensers for tequila. So, alright. So we talked about the expectations. So, I was going to ask how you became commander, Hanzo, but you pretty much already went there. I gotta ask, because I remember Tempest had an XO. I don't recall... was that Echo?
So it still is Echo. Echo is still my XO.
Okay.
Echo was Silwar's XO before I took over. Echo, it is something that I have on my notes actually to insert at some point during this this podcast, is to congratulate Echo and Echo's husband on the
Right.
on the safe delivery of baby Echo earlier this year.
Yes.
So
100% congratulations.
very beginning of the year. So yeah, she's still popped up during RTF and helped out and raised the flag, and also during other competitions, and is always just a Discord message away. She still tries to help out where she can, but yeah, very, very new baby Echo is on the scene, and I want to say from myself and the rest of Tempest, massive congratulations to Echo and her husband.
I was gonna say, it's not just the Tempest, it's gonna be everybody, and I mean literally everybody at this point.
But I can only speak for myself and my squad.
Of course. And yeah, I just got notified myself, man. 2 weeks away from my own 1 year anniversary. Everybody's year anniversary is coming up, I guess.
We're the old man, Ace.
So I was gonna say, remind me again, who was the XO before Echo, or was it always Echo?
There wasn't one before Echo. They brought in they brought in Squadron XOs, or brought back Squadron XOs potentially. I'm not sure if they had them back in the day, but Falkers will probably be the best person to attest to that. 21 years. But so it was maybe a month or so after I joined that Squadrons picked up their XOs.
Okay.
Silwa has just confirmed Squadron XOs were a new position. Echo was and is the first Squadron XO for Tempest.
Okay. So I had to ask, because I did have this at the very beginning. I just realized, or beginning of my notes, and I just realized I skipped over it. Since everybody's here, I'm gonna go down the list, starting with Hanzo. When you first joined the TIE Corps,
yep.
What was it like? What were your expectations?
Okay, so
I feel a story coming on now.
Oh well, it will be a short story.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just get my piles of paper. No, so I joined the Thai Corps on recommendation from Calv Ryder. He was in another club that I'm part of, TIE Fighter Alliance (TFA), and there were some there was some drama in TFA that I was getting a little bit bored of. So we'll leave it at that. And he was like, "Hey, come over to Empress Hammer. They do a lot more sort of what you're into, the the character roleplay stuff, the fiction writing, so on and so forth, all that sort of stuff." And so yeah, I signed up, and the one of the other reasons for coming over was because one thing TIE Fighter Alliance doesn't do very much of is dogfighting. They are highly dedicated, or were highly dedicated to Star Wars Squadron's fleet battles.
Another reason why I keep trying to push everybody from here to do the time trials, and I only got you. Let's all get that.
So I came to Emperor's Hammer to obviously be involved more in the non-flying activities, and also to learn how to dogfight, basically. I offered in exchange for the guys in Tempest teaching me how to dogfight. I offered to teach them how to fleet battle, because when I joined, most members of pretty much all members of Tempest, if they'd ever played a fleet battle, they didn't really know what they were doing. So the loadouts were
horrendous.
Were questionable at best. They're trying to teach Morgoth not to farm AI on offense was one of my biggest tasks. Stop Silwa chasing the opposition back to their capital ship, so he got killed every 5 minutes. Every 2 minutes.
Wait, seriously? Wait, hold up. Seriously?
Flying into Sil would chase everyone. Because he was so used to dogfighting, he would chase everyone back to their cruiser and end up getting killed in the danger zone.
This is news to me. Ooh.
Oh, it was comical. I spent 3. He did get better. I think I spent the first 2 Tempest Squadron raid nights in pretty much in a permanent facepalm, watching Silwa's screen. But that's just because it was Silwa, not for anything he was doing. I came with something to offer, being a member of TFA's Royal Guard for fleet battles, which that position is earned for having the ability to teach other people, and amongst other things. Other people that I've brought into the TC with me since then. So, for example, Kolo was the first to follow me over, and Acrisius, Gizonator, they're all TIE Fighter Alliance Royal Guard members that are very capable of teaching, fleet battle stuff and loadout stuff and so on. But yeah, I came with certainly with the want to learn how to dogfight, and in exchange offered my fleet battle knowledge.
Okay, all right. What about you, Morgoth? How was your start in the EH and Tempest?
Just looking for more people to play games with, so worked out. I was on voice chat one night, and a couple people found me, and over I came. I'd never used Discord before. I'd never played in a group like this before, so this is my first foray into massive online groups playing video games. So it's been fun. I like it here. I'm happy.
Good.
I will point out that it was quite entertaining, as Morgoth would quite regularly accidentally switch the camera on his phone whilst he was trying to log into Discord, and
Yep, still happens.
we'd be greeted with Morgoth face in the bottom of the Discord screen.
Oh wait! I remember that. I remember being in a VC that day. It's like, wait, who is that? And then all of a sudden, it's Morgoth just talking. It's like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting. It's like
Still happens randomly. My phone has a mind of its own.
Great fun.
So, Falk, I know yours was probably completely different than all of us. How did you start?
Oh, it was so long ago, I can barely remember that. But back in the day when I joined the TC, I was an avid player for TIE Fighter Underworld. And after you finish the first initial 13 battles, you don't know where else you go.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was browsing on the internet, I found this place which had custom missions. And, I just joined and loved the place. For 2 years or something, I was in the same ship, same squadron. I'm kind of a very loyal person to my squadron. Never changed allegiances. And I ended up commanding that squadron. It was ETA. Then, real life gets in the way, and I had to go to reserves. And for 16 years or something, I didn't hear much about the EH again. Until Herman, which is an old friend of mine who was with me in ETA, and was with us in Tempest, and was very, very important for us also to win the RTF, because he was one of the most active pilots in our squadron this year. But kind of taught me out that he was going back to the EH, and eventually I got in, and then I loved it. Initially, I was not very happy with Tempest, but after Silwar took command, I completely fell in love with the squadron and with the ship, and I'm never going away from here if I can.
Well, that's
or
cool.
I'm not kicked out or demoted, which could happen. My temper can be a problem at times.
Sub-Lieutenant is hovering. The only place you're going, my friend, is into Silsea. When it comes along.
So yeah, I don't know if Snacks is available to talk, because it seems like he's deafened. So if we get a chance to ask him afterwards, we'll go ahead and ask him. So at this point, I mean, like, I guess we could just open up the floor to just whatever type of discussion we want to talk about. I really didn't have much questions, because not to say I was forgetting to write these questions and didn't make them last minute. But yeah, I was, what are some interesting topics you guys want to talk about?
To be honest, I already covered the things that I wanted that I've wanted to cover. I just wanted to lay out the what's happened with Tempest, and what's gonna happen. What we've already been over. Tempest, and the challenge as a whole. 2021 was a fantastic year for us. We won the TCIB, we won Imperial Storm, we won Raise the Flag. TCIB is TIE Corps in Battle. All the major competitions. As I say, the only one we finished second in was Squadron Remobilization. So the big success in 2021 for Tempest, and we can only do our very best to try and mirror that success in 2022.
Okay.
I got nothing, but I got somebody here that wants to say hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello, TIE Corps.
Hello there.
Hello. Oh, bless her.
No, I'm gonna go and get this thing to bed, so I'll see you later on.
All right.
See you later, buddy.
You have a good night, Morgoth.
See you later, Morg.
That was actually precious.
That was super cute. Also, wanted to give as much as as much as he's a pain in my backside most of the time. Wanted to give our Commodore a shout out um, as the very first Tycor ship commander or commodore to be be the winning ship in Raise the Flag during their first tour of duty.
Right.
So yeah, during his first tour of duty, led the challenge to winning Raise the Flag, and I'll also do do a little bit of own horn right now, because I'm also the first squadron commander to win Raise the Flag during my first tour of duty as well.
Very nice. Yeah, I was gonna say that must have been a heck of a combat high when you got all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, absolutely.
What was it? Yeah, I just saw in chat, Rear Admiral Falkstorm when from Silwar.
Sewell has to go away first. I don't think he will.
Ah,
I think there is a general consensus amongst Tempest that the only place Falk is going is to be our Commodore, if and when the time comes.
So, so earlier today, I had made a mention in the Asteroid Bar that Thunder Squadrons is going to be getting a new squadron patch logo. Have to ask, is I'm assuming Tempest is not. I'm assuming you like the current one that's there right now with no real change or plans to change it.
It's had some tweaks, certainly in the last year since I've been in the Tycor. It's the Tempest logo has been tweaked, and had as I've mentioned before, we are very, very lucky to have Cal Ryder as a member of Tempest Squadron. You've seen some of his exceptional graphics works.
Oh,
during
yeah.
Raise the Flag.
Yeah,
and
it
also,
was.
of course.
Sorry, just want to really quick point out that the Thunder's new patch logo is from Cal himself. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh, it's one of the ones he's already done, is it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing those. Yes.
Yeah, he had made it a while back, and I've been holding on to it for the longest time. At the time, the commander at the time, Lieutenant Colonel Tigra Shadowclaw, he didn't want to just change it just yet, and out of the respect of his decision, where even after he had to go to reservists due to medical leave, I decided not to touch it. But now I feel like new start, probably want to give a new feel for Thunder Squadron. So I wonder if anybody else is going to be doing the same thing with their patches. But you were saying about something?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that we obviously have Cal for graphics work. Obviously, we also have Newt doing a lot of our work as well. Obviously, the image on your on anybody that's watching on Twitch right now, these images are drawn and coloured by Newt, fresh for each and every podcast. And she's also been doing individual like commissions for people's character artwork for their Discord icons and so on and so forth. It's all very we're blessed with a real mix of talent in Tempest Squadron.
I can.
I'm really sorry.
No, I was gonna say I've already had Newt do a heck of a lot of commissioned art already, even for myself. I already have. It's done now. Some of you have actually seen it already because I couldn't hold my excitement. a new image of Captain LegionX without the mask. And
it's glorious.
every
And proper rank, if I may add.
was that?
And proper rank, if I may add, because you have still the lieutenant commander on your badge.
Oh,
Yes, in the image on the.
Shoot, you're right. I just know that's gonna have to be updated. Thank you for pointing that out. I just realized that. It's like, wow, I was not paying attention. Thank you so much. Right, I'm gonna have to get new to make a new one. No, I'm kidding. We'll get it updated. But yeah, so far the new, I'm calling it the secret art, because it's not going to get released until after the Valkyrie series gets finished. But again, some have already seen it already, simply because I just cannot contain the excitement that is her latest work, and it goes far beyond what I was expecting. 300 times more than what I was expecting.
Absolutely.
And every single reaction so far that I got from seeing it was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And also, they now understand how I'm able to crush Beskar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other one thing I was just going to say, Kolo was not deafened for a moment.
Yeah, but he got deafened.
He's just re-deafened.
Damn it. Well, we'll get back to
keep
him.
an eye on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, it seems Marenta in chat is telling me to hurry up and finish the Valkyrie series. Look, I'm trying. I'm really trying. I can honestly write out 6 chapters right off the bat, right now. The only reason why I don't do it, like the Raise the Flag competition and the Imperial Storm competition, I don't want to get burnt out by writing fiction. I want to enjoy this process. I'm sure as everybody else is enjoying the series right now. I actually also just finished writing out another sort of mini-series that I did for the weekly Squadron reports that are now going to be changed to the Challenge newsletter. For those of you wondering about that, the Challenge newsletter, we discussed this, I believe, in the last episode where Silwar was interviewing me, because reasons. Where we're now going to be putting all of these Squadron reports, all the news of every squadron on the Challenge into one massive newsletter, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And for those of you wanting to know like a behind the scenes or additional series to that of the Hunt of the Valkyries series that I'm writing, there's going to be extra little tidbits of story then and there to increase the mystery of Legion. And Hanzo, actually, you're in it for this what I'm doing for the first newsletter, where you.
Oh, not again! Not again!
Well,
Why am I always in the fictions? I mean, to be fair, most of the time I'm in your fictions because I'm face palming something you've done.
You did, surprisingly. Not that you mentioned that. You're. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but you walk into my office with me experimenting on some sort of new technology again, and you're wondering how is this going to kill us this time. Silver already has it. I'm sure he probably read it real quick. If not, he will. Yeah.
The comments now hitting the chat because of obviously the Honswa fiction.
I mean, I wasn't gonna bring that up. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I'm guessing if I did it, Marenta was gonna have my head. Honswa confirmed.
Well, I will say now that Honswa is not currently confirmed because unfortunately Silwar's trip to the UK was postponed or cancelled due to COVID restrictions. However, if he travels to the UK in future, who knows?
Ooh,
But
spicy.
the Silwa has also just picked up on your comment of
Yeah.
you walk into my office with me experimenting, like, oh
I
no.
did say experimenting with a new piece of technology. Not that that would
Yes.
help any way, shape, or form. You're just gonna have to read the story, because for those of you who follow the fiction about LegionX, even though he's in part of an assassin squadron, I believe I made him out to be the most destructive, loudest, and most sometimes annoying assassin in the entire galaxy.
Yep. I mean, given your current rank, Honsu is probably going to be now have a penchant for referring to Legion as Captain Collateral Damage.
Oh my god, I would actually not be opposed to that nickname. Considering the amount of times I've crashed any sort of TIE fighter in a rock on Galatan. God, I hate that map. I hate that map so much.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. All right, so there was a couple of times I saw Snacks Deafin, but he's back on to Deafin. It's like, I'm trying to finish up a subject quick to grab him, but he went back to Deafin. I don't know. Oh wait,
Now, grab him.
Yeah,
Snacks.
Snacks. Do you have a moment to talk?
Grab him.
Sure.
Okay, real quick, because this was asked a while ago. How was your start in EH, and how is it now?
So, what's interesting for me is that my first sort of knowledge of the EH came when I first got the classic TIE series on Steam when it came out in a bundle on sale a few years ago, and I went hunting for why is it not working and why does it keep crashing, and the first Google search actually sent me to the EH's patches page to get the DLL. So that was sort of when it's like, yeah, I didn't join at that stage. I was just like, oh cool, here is a group that has been around forever apparently, and
Since
I don't even
93?
know if they're even
Nice.
still around. So I grabbed the patch and away I went, and then I joined in March, probably December of 2020 was, or around the time that Honsu joined. I also knew Calv, Major Calv Ryder, from another group as well, where had been mentioning there that was, here is a group that is a bit more pushed on the social side, has been a bit more consistent with its running. And then Honsu started showing off his uniform, and I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to get into this. I'll come across and I'll check it out, and we'll see how things are.
So it was the shiny
And-
uniform that caught you in.
The shiny uniform sort of caught my eye. I'm like, this seems like this, especially because, having had difficulties in getting similar things up in other places, some frustrations led there, and it was like, okay, this is a group that seems to know what it's doing on this regard. Let's see what I can learn, and hey, look, they have a much wider variety of activities that people can be involved in, so that's always a positive as well. And joining in, and I went, okay, I'll go and jump into Tempest because there's people in there that I know. And since then, like, I don't know what it is, but we've just clicked. I don't know if it's there's definitely a really good camaraderie and an esprit de corps in Tempest. I joined into Flight 3 under Falk. Falk was my first flight leader, and he was awesome at sort of guiding me through some of the ins and outs of the EH and how it worked. Obviously, Silwa, as commander at the time, was also very warm and friendly and helpful in that regards. And from there, like, having been a member of the TIE Corps since March last year, so I'm, about a month and a half away from my 1 year anniversary of being in the TIE Corps, and here I am as a flight leader myself, helping out there, and having gone across to the dark side of the Dark Brotherhood and assisting where I can there, and with bringing it out of its dormancy that it's been in for a little while, as a battle team leader over there, and seeing how things work there as well, and helping to build that and bring it to a point where it's in the same, a similar level to where the TC is at in regards to how it can actually allow people to grow and enjoy their Star Wars game time.
So that was another question that actually I did have. How many from Tempest are also in the Dark Brotherhood?
A number.
I think all of us.
There may have been at one point someone going, "Hey Silwa, why is there a lightsaber on your uniform? And more importantly, where do I get one?"
It's like, oh, another shiny on the uniform. Must have. How?
Well, like, I think we can all agree lightsabers are cool.
Yes.
And especially when there is a position there is a rank you can get to in the Dark Brotherhood where you can have a customized lightsaber, and that's even cooler. So let's see, 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
3, 4. No, like 5, 6. Oh, sorry, still wasn't in Tempest anymore. 5 from Tempest are currently in the DB that I can see.
But you also have to bear in mind that another 2 have DB members, at least maybe even 3 Tempest members have moved on to other positions that are also in the DB. I was counting Calvin. That I wasn't counting Silwa, but obviously they have positions there as well. But there is also sorry, and Wreckage, who is
now
a flight member in
Sin Command.
Yeah.
It was in Sin.
He's not Sin Commander anymore. He's
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Miranda's a DB member, even though she keeps threatening to go into the Rogues.
Since there is no obelisk.
There are no obelisks. Everyone's a Sith. There is a good number of challenge members in the DB. I should point out, like, it's not just a Tempest takeover. There was a number of challenge people who jumped in, as well as of course people from other ships that are there as well. And we sort of let the ship rivalries go when we're in our Sithia robes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we are one brotherhood.
I'm still being told to join it at some point or another, but I did also say that I was gonna wait until the whole restructuring was complete. Your thoughts on that? Should I wait, or should I just join right now? Because I've asked so many people at this point, and so far I can't get a single answer that is more like common. I keep getting different answers.
There's no downside to people joining at the moment. As long as people are coming in aware that things are slightly quiet due to the restructuring. It's not, and the Discord server, I think partly because of the amount of crossover between TC members and the DB, that leads to people are more likely to have their conversations in the TC Discord unless they're specifically talking about something that the DB covers, such as the 2 main game platforms over there, which are Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is a mobile game, and Star Wars The Old Republic, which is the MMO.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of like the general Sith boosting, to put it politely, and memes in general, like chit chat sort of happens on the TC server more so. So it does seem like you come in and it feels a little deserted, but there are people around. And we, I've run during RTF, I ran a competition which was focused on the flight sim games that the DB supports, to sort of keep people's minds, or keep their brains thinking that the DB is something that is worth participating in as well. So if you come in knowing that it's a bit work in progress and things are not going to be as fast-paced as the TC sometimes is, then there's no downsides to joining at this stage.
Okay.
Yes, there was a competition actually from the Dark Brotherhood surrounding the Galaxy of Heroes game that went live today. In fact,
Oh.
there was a new marquee event that went live at 7 p.m. my time in Galaxy of Heroes. And there was a competition for those people that wish to complete the marquee event. So Colo had my entry. So I really liked the character that was being was attainable through the marquee event. I submitted. So it went live. The event went live at 1900 my time. I submitted my screenshot to Colo there at 1907 my time. I smashed it.
Didn't spare any time.
7 minutes.
Without giving too much away, because I'm not sure how long the event actually goes. I'll be getting that information off someone who actually plays the game. But the competition between first and second, in fact, the total amount of time separating first, second, and third in their, because they've now all been done in their submissions, was 11 minutes.
Oh wow.
There was 11 minutes in submission. Like, there's an 11-minute gap between first and third.
Jeez. I was gonna say, speaking of time trials,
anyone listening who's in the DB and plays Galaxy of Heroes, much in the same way as Tycor competitions of a similar bent are, there's prizes. There's certain levels of prize for first, second, third, but as long as if anyone completes the event, there's an award for that as well. So even though you may not get you may not be able to place first, second, or third, there's still benefits to completing it, not least of which is, well, you're unlocking a character, so that's always a plus side too.
Very similar to my time trials competition that's ongoing right now. So long as you get under 3 minutes, you're going to go away with a medal at some point.
And that's how I even did that with my, what do I call it, my Starfighter Superiority competition that I ran during RTF, which focused on PvP and PvE, which included single-player missions for the X-Wing series, Star Wars Squadrons, and I believe I threw Battlefront 2 in there as well as a supported game, where people got points for completing those, like for each Legion of Combat or Legion of Skirmish in those games that they completed, with bonus points for Clusters of Fire, which are a Dark Brotherhood specific medal, which is for PvP games where you come in the top certain number of spots per game in a leaderboard. So, if it's a 5v5 fleet battle and you are on the winning team and you're either first or second on the scoreboard on your team from that winning team, then that's an additional award, and that was worth bonus points. The person with the most points at the end, down to, I think I gave down to like 8th place, were various medals.
Gotcha. Speaking of, I just realized, even though I would hope everybody knows what PvP and PvE stands for, again,
player versus environment.
Yeah, player versus environment.
Or player versus encounter. Depends on.
Yes, I would hope everybody who comes onto Twitch knows this, but I'm just gonna cover it simply because the Grand Admiral asked we cover all acronyms no matter what. So yeah. All right. Ow! I just hit my foot.
You just want to one thing that was mentioned a little while back there, where Colo did mention about me showing off my shiny uniform. I have just done some. I just been through the Tycor current roster, and there are I have brought in 8 recruits since I joined, and there were 2 others that joined and put other, the people that I had recruited as their recruiter. So 10, no fewer than 10 members of the current TIE Corps roster are currently in the TIE Corps because I was waving my uniform around in another group.
What to put that in a simpler terms, or to TLDR that, Honsu has recruited a squadron by himself.
So, yeah, you used your uniform literally as fishing bait.
Yep.
Okay.
What's internet points?
So-
you want internet points.
so-
Let me get some internet points.
Artists,
prizes.
yeah, artists who are watching this right now, we need an image of that where Hanso has his uniform literally on a fishing wire and a bunch of people going after it. If that is possible to make, please send it. I would love to show it on the next episode.
That'd be amazing.
And also see in the chat, Hammer's Fist when, and I believe it's not been talked about much. Hammer's Fist being the ground battles, or I was thinking, I believe it was the Stormtrooper quote unquote variant of what the Emperor's Hammer is going to be, which is also going to be fielded by Marenta and Hijacker. Am I correct on saying that?
Marenta says, "Shush."
Oh, I just see. Yeah, I just see.
talking.
I see. Okay, so forget what I said. Nah, not that I have any information at all other than what I just said.
Yeah, I think the key takeaway from that is the Hammer's Fist is the ground-based games, or the first-person shooter predominant subgroup, or at least it was, and it's currently a work in progress as to when it comes back.
I would love
And
to
there
join
will
it
be-
when it do it. Yeah.
There will be more, and who knows, with the announcement the other day from Respawn that they are going to be working on a new Star Wars.
Several new
first-person
Star Wars
shooter.
games.
Well, they're working on several new Star Wars games. A Jedi Fallen Order sequel,
God,
a-
yes.
and there's a first-person shooter in there as well. So
Yes, there's first-person
with a-
shooter, and there's and Eclipse is supposed
yeah.
to be effectively
A big-
the new.
it's like an open world, new the Old
it's-
Republic, right?
Yes, precisely. Yes, it's a new. No, it's Knights of
RPG,
the Old Republic.
yeah.
So like an RPG, not an MMO.
Awesome.
Correct.
As it should be.
Yeah, the upshot of that, I suppose, and where my point was going, is that with a new first-person shooter on the horizon, maybe we will see a Hammer's Fist come back in the nearer future, given the otherwise lack of modern first-person shooters in the Star Wars realm at the moment. So I look forward to whatever comes out of that.
I would love a resurgence. It obviously wouldn't be the canceled game Star Wars 1313 exactly, but I would love a resurgence of something very similar to what that game was going to be. I would love it, but I know it's not going to happen.
No, you say that. There has been. I saw a post online earlier today, in fact, of an old piece of artwork. What's the word I'm looking for?
Concept art.
The concept art. That's it. Thank you. For 1313 that actually contained Boba Fett. And the upshot from that, and the fact that's come to light, and obviously with the success of the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, just in case any Disney people listening, they're everywhere. It is now considered possible that we will see a potential, not 1313, but a game that was going to be like that and centered around the underworld, which will have a lot more in common with the Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett.
I'm like Hawkeye right now when he's Ronin talking to Black Widow in Endgame. Do not give me, don't do that. Don't give me hope. God, I love it.
A Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 type game would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Even if it was like, because they did even something like Republic Commando, but set at Galactic Civil War era.
God, yeah. I would love another Republic Commando, or just Commando at this point.
Yeah. Like, hey, congratulations, you're a Dark Trooper.
Oh, or Death Trooper.
Yeah, sorry, Death Trooper.
I mean, there's Dark Troopers too, but they're robots, which still piss me off.
No, remember that was the last incarnation. Remember the Doctor's words on in the last either the last or second to last episode of Mandalorian. The last the final phase of the Dark Trooper project was to remove the human aspect because that was the only remaining flaw.
Yeah.
The Thrawn, the new not the new Thrawn trilogy, but the one after that, which is sort of set Thrawn up until like pre first Death Star. He has some Dark Troopers with him as basically personal bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
That go out and do things with the. There's one book. It's the third book in that series where it features a deputy director to Orson Krennic, working on the project, the Stardust project, and there's a point where he has to go off onto another planet where he's escorted by two out of their armor Dark Troopers that they don't tell him they're Dark Troopers until they're there, and then he gets really paranoid because he's got two Dark Troopers escorting him.
Yeah,
like what? Why? And they describe them as human, but at the same time, stone cold eyes of a killer.
Well, because they're more cyborg at that point.
Yes, sort of like there's rumors that they've been cybernetically enhanced or genetically enhanced, but no one's actually sure.
Oh well,
so there's a lot there they can do with that.
Yeah, Maretta is saying in the live chat, gosh guys, this is all answered in Dark Forces. Yes, it is.
Yes, but Dark Forces is Legends, not canon. I don't
care. No, let's not go down that route. Let's not go down that route.
They will change it if they want to, because that's how retcons work.
Yeah.
Now that the mouse is in control, they will retcon it.
Yeah, as I say,
retconned.
They've already made Revan finally as canon, even though it took them freaking forever to do that.
Funny thing, the thing that made Revan canon was the Rise of Skywalker visual guide.
Yeah. Yeah. I just see Coltsack's not provoking.
I timed that 3, 2, 1 to perfection.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching the live chat, Snacks perfectly timed a response from Marenta. All right. Well, I think we could officially start wrapping this up, because I think this is our longest episode that we've ever had.
I'm now expecting the next fiction that I feature in by Marenta will involve me exploding in a spectacular fashion, in or out of a starship.
No, I got the perfect one, since I've bugged her about ordering more Beskar cups because I keep destroying them, and I did say that if I ordered one more from her, that she's going to be sending one to me via torpedo. You're probably going to be the one in that torpedo holding the Beskar cup.
Why are we giving her ideas?
What do you mean? She's already had that idea. This is nothing new.
She didn't have the idea of me being in the the torpedo, though.
Somebody was going to be in it. You were now just probably going to be added now. I don't know. But anyway, I think we should start wrapping it up. Yeah, I have an hour and 25. I think this is the longest episode we've had. Mind you, we've had a lot of ground to cover. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I want to thank once again all the pilots of Tempest and Major Hanso, commander of Tempest, for joining. It has
Thank
been
you.
an absolute pleasure and honor to hear all these stories, gentlemen.
Absolute pleasure to be here. Thanks very much, Legion. Really appreciate it. And as I sign off all things for Tempest, we are the storm.
Yes, you're the storm, and then I will be right behind you making the sound. What? As apparently being told, Thunder's logo, swift, silent, but deadly, cannot be taken seriously anymore because everybody was reminded of a fart. It's like, okay.
Well,
My question comes from the fact that you're saying thunder is silent but deadly. But anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't the one that made it. I wasn't the one that made it.
There's some cognitive dissonance going on there, I believe. But anyways,
pretty
or
sure
a contradiction in terms.
Pretty sure it was Burkana, Vice Admiral Burkana, current Commodore of the Hammer, who made that. I forgot to ask him during interview. I'm gonna have to ask him again. Why the silent part in Thunder?
The reason I can tell you the reason for that is because whilst the squadron is named Thunder, the squadron's mission, or as you are aware, that all squadrons have a mission in the TIE Corps. The Tempest being Deep Strike. Well, not this year because we are the TIE Corps Commander's Escort Squadron for this year. But just
hard to escort the TCCOM when we're deep striking.
Precisely. However, but yes, Thunder is an assassination squadron, so I think it comes down to the whole swift, silent, deadly being more linked to the assassination side of it as opposed to the Thunder side of it. However, it doesn't apply in either fashion with you in charge of Thunder. Captain Collateral Damage.
Look. You can't make any noise if no one's alive. Which, as actually the next chapter of the Valkyrie series is going to be very loud. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil it too much. Tempest will also actually be making a heavy appearance in the next chapter, so just be aware of that.
I look forward to reading it.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again, Legion.
All right. You all have a great night. Thank you again so much for joining, and I will talk to you later. All right.
Speak to you soon, buddy.
All right. So that is our show for tonight. That was absolutely amazing, and definitely our longest one, I believe. Y'all forgot about Inferno. Well, no, that's the thing. I will be this is the start of a series that I'm going to be doing, Marenta. So thank you actually for that segue. So until obviously we're going to still try to schedule in the interview for the Warriors Commodore, High Admiral Mordecai Wolf, whenever our schedules do finally, mesh to a working schedule. Until then, every week I will be interviewing a commander and possibly the squadron themselves of all the squadrons in the TC. And what I want to kind of do is do one squadron per ship in a rotation. So now that I've started with Tempest and Challenge, I want to try and get someone from either the Warrior or the Hammer next. Don't know who. It's probably going to be lottery drawn. We'll figure it out as we get there. Inferno will have its chance. I promise you that. Along with all the other squadrons, of course. And then eventually, we will also have the TC High Command, either all in one group or individual interviews as well. That will be, those will also be big episodes. Look forward to that. But either way, folks, that is going to be it for us tonight. I want to thank you all so much for listening. For those of you who were in the live portion of the podcast, I want to thank all of you who have followed the Twitch channel. Apologies that I didn't make mention of it the last few episodes. Like I said, it's hard to run all this by myself. Another quick announcement I'm going to make here. I'm also going to be making on the Discord server for the TC. I am currently looking for open positions in the in the TC for podcast help. Any sort of jobs that I have that I can think of. Moderators for the live Twitch portion, moderators for the Chiquila bar that I have, the little mini Discord server, if it ever does grow big. If it doesn't, oh well. Mainly, I need moderators for the live portion. I need an editor to help me out with the post-editing video. I know we have the raw videos on the Twitch channel, but we eventually do want to make it to the YouTube EH's YouTube channel, and in order to do that, we need to edit the sounds, the post sound of it better, and I suck at that. Let's be honest, I'm suck at that. So I'm also looking for an editor. I'm also looking for a co-host, because not all the times will I actually be there or be available for a podcast. And I would love to have somebody else run the podcast as well. So, also going to be doing applications for a podcast if I can get that cleared by whoever I need to clear it with. All sorts of positions will be available. I want to get this podcast to a point where it's not run by one person, but a whole team. That's the goal. But more on that on another day. Once again, thank you guys so much for stopping on by. My name is Captain LegionX of Thunder Squadron, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.